How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the news for AQWorlds. We have AQ Infinity, Kickstarter, and some AQWorlds stuff to go over. So, a bunch of stuff today. Let's get into it. Okay, so earlier this week, a Kickstarter was posted. I didn't make a video on it immediately like I would if the Kickstarter was actually live, because it's not actually live. It's just them. Hey, someone subscribed. You should also hit the subscribe button. It's not actually a live Kickstarter. It's just like a pre-order for a Kickstarter. It's launching soon, it says. So you can bookmark it and you'll get an email notification when it actually goes live on the page. It'll be linked down below, of course. But there's some information on it, so I thought we'd go over that this week. So it is confirmed, and we have a date for it and everything. And yeah, we'll go for the date too. So you can see they got the animation here. I think we've seen this before. Still got the like lack of anti-aliasing on the models, and it just looks kind of low res, like a really bad JPEG image inserted into the frame. Background art looks great, and the art they're standing on looks great. It's just the character looks still looking really bad there, even in a preview for the Kickstarter, so that's not a good look there. You got a dancing gif where the characters look a little bit better. It's probably just because it's a lower resolution because more things moving around. Really interesting thing that they list here to be converted. So they mentioned that their current version is trapped on a homemade launcher, which is the Flash player, and they want to port it. So that's what the Kickstarter is about to change. And down here they say a recreated world for new and existing and returning players. Already built the new game engine. Okay. We need your help to convert 60,000 plus items, 5,000 monsters, and over 10,000 quests. So that means they're going to try to convert all the quests? This doesn't make sense to me, because everything they've been saying so far has kind of led to the fact that they were going to remake them. But I guess they are going to recreate all the quests that are in the existing game. I'm very confused on what this entails. Just, I wouldn't even state this on the Kickstarter. I would remove this if I was Aranx, because that's a crazy thing to have listed on your Kickstarter. Because they did an AQ3D Kickstarter, and they completed almost everything they said. I'm pretty sure everything they said that they were going to do on their Kickstarter actually happened in AQ3D. So listing out that you're going to recreate 10,000 quests on a new game engine, I mean, yeah, you can list that, I guess. I'm sure that won't be brought up to Infinity 10 years from now. So we go down here. There's some key features, and I actually got asked about this in comments yesterday on one of the last videos. And 60 FPS plus means you can play it at any frame rate, just whatever it'll run at on your PC. I think I get a few hundred FPS in the game, which is kind of low for a 2D game in my opinion, like a couple hundred FPS. Like I can get that in a 3D, like actually intensive game. So it's kind of weird that the same PC runs a 2D game at a couple hundred FPS, but I don't know. It seems kind of unoptimized in my opinion, but hey. So scrolling background is really cool. You can see a low pixelated character there. I'm never going to stop complaining about that until they fix it, because it just doesn't look good at all. Anyway. So you have controller support is listed as an official thing on the Kickstarter, which is something. I think that'll be interesting to use. I don't think that's currently supported in the playtest, so that's something they're going to have to add in at some point. They also mentioned ultra bosses as a list here, so boss fights and ultra boss fights. So that's a list. We did get the test of one of the boss fights in the thing with the red on the ground and stuff, like you can see in the GIF here. So yeah, pretty cool. If the ultra boss fights actually have mechanics like that, it's not just, you know, having to use meta cheese, then that would be a lot better. So I'm not completely crazy. It does say remastered and new story, classes, monsters, and music. So they are remastering the quests and such, but they're still going to do all 10,000 of them, I guess. All right. It doesn't really make sense to me, because it took them like what, 16, 17, 18 years to do all that. How do they do it again without it taking another, you know? I think the time machine they have at Aranx Entertainment is going to be working overtime if they want to get this project out anytime reasonably. So speaking of time, the Kickstarter actually is a date starting on March 3rd, and it's basically February when I'm recording this. It's like the end of January, so it's about a month away. So almost exactly a month away from the time this video is being uploaded. The Kickstarter is going to start, so we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with that. Goal and reward announcement coming 1 week before the Kickstarter, so we'll know a week before what the rewards for the Kickstarter will be. And of course, the Kickstarter will probably run for like a month. I don't know how long Kickstarters run for, but it'll probably run for a while. I think you can probably set up how much time a Kickstarter runs for. Buyers, like I think you pick. But yeah, so that's all we have for the Kickstarter thing here. And we're only about a month away from it actually happening. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Are you going to be back in the Kickstarter next month? Let me know. Moving on over to the AQ2D website. On here we have Kickstarter armor. So J6 just finished flashing 3 of the 4 alignment variant Hero, Good, Evil, Chaos Kickstarter armors. Lay did the original concept art. The matching weapons are breathtaking. Meanwhile, the team is working on the power gem system, character creation / customization. Ghost is working on the next cutscenes. And then we get an image of the armors that it looks like J6 finished up from Lay's base art. So we get a better look at them than anything that's posted on Twitter here. So, and I'm guessing this is the finished up versions of these for the Kickstarter. And I don't know. I don't think that's going to be... If people are backing Kickstarters based on cosmetics, I don't think this is going to be pushing any Kickstarter pledges. At least it wouldn't be pushing mine. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. Love to read it. There was another post on AQ2D. This one just basically says power gems and nothing else. No real information. They did a post about no AI art in AQ Infinity, which is good. It's good to see they're not going to be doing that. They've held that stance before in the past, and I imagine they're going to keep holding that. Very nice to see that. I hate seeing it in games. It kind of just like you notice it, and then it's I don't know. You see it in like Call of Duty in the maps and stuff. They have AI art, and it's just awful to see. Anyway, though, because it used to have really cool looking art there, and now it's just AI nonsense instead. So this is a really long thing. It's just like going into like the delusional aspects of AI and how it just doesn't know anything about anything, which you don't need me to tell you that. Anyway, I'm not completely black-pilled on AI. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do think it might have a use for certain things. But artwork, I prefer artists are making the artwork. That's my stance on that. And the last little Infinity thing that I might not have gotten last week is the intro cutscene is complete for the game. So that's cool. So we'll probably see that on the next playtest we do for it. Looking forward to seeing what the cutscene looks like for AQ Infinity because they don't even show any of it here. So on to AQWorlds stuff. First, we have Dominik with a new set, which looks pretty good. So I think this is based partially or inspired maybe by elements of Scarlet Witch, which at least Scarlet Witch is the first thing I thought of when I saw this. I might be wrong. Anyway, so looks really cool. Not sure when this is going to be released or what it's for, but it might just be like a random shop item. I guess there is still one more Knockout release coming up at the last end of January here, so maybe this is going to release this week. That's such a funny looking pet. Just massive Knockout guy there. And then there is another version, which is a smaller version of him as well. This is like the one that pops out of the big version when you get him down and D-Max into that. I think that's the lore. Along with whatever Knockout stuff's coming out tomorrow, we're also getting the birthday stuff from Dominik as well, which is the set, which looks great. Full CC on that. Very nice. Looking forward to that. Well, he posted this. He says, I got assigned to make some epic warrior concept arts for AQ Infinity Kickstarter. I was specifically asked to make standard heroic one, then other 3 alignment variants, Good, Evil, and Chaos. Looking forward to see J6 finished art. And we saw that earlier, but there is some stuff here that wasn't shown, like the weapons and such, and the Chaos one. So yeah, I'm still like, it's not too, like the swords look pretty cool. I guess. I mean, I like the good one, probably my favorite out of the bunch. But it's just not really doing it for me, to be honest. New monster design from Lay here. So it's like a flaming horse guy. Pretty cool design. Lei actually designed the last monster from the last release as well, which was also a really cool design. So great monster designs. So this is what the Enforcer class looks like if you haven't seen it in a while. I know I haven't, especially. Very chunky, kind of a robot looking fig. And then on Twitter this week, we saw Aranx posted this. So it's a bit different. I don't really have a horse in this race. I'm very critical on some of the redesigns they've done for this. This one, I mean, it's kind of like missing the text, isn't not? I mean, it's got a little bit of it, but it does kind of look quite a bit different. I saw some people being very critical of it on Twitter. Like, nothing too bad, but, you know, just like, it does look a lot different. So let me know your thoughts. I think it looks all right. I mean, I can kind of tell what it's going for, but at the same time, it's quite a bit different. We get what looks to be a complete look at the set that Dino made. So we saw this last week with the concept, and now we have the full version of it with the Nullgath eyes and everything. It looks very Miltoni's theme, so I think it was made for a Nullgath's birthday. I don't know if this is releasing. It might be in Bird Shop or Drops or something, or I don't know if this is supposed to be in the chest. It might be. I don't know where this is going to go, but it looks all right. I mean, it's not something I'd wear. It's got I'm not really into creepy stuff, but if you like the creepy looking spider stuff, you're probably into this thing. A really cool set from ISHI. So yeah, this one I've seen a few concepts for it over the past few weeks, and I purposely didn't include them in the news video because I wanted to wait for a much more finished version to be posted, and here it is. Kind of a Death Star looking background. Am I crazy? Is that the Death Star? But yeah, the swords are cool. Very much a Kotaro inspiration on the set. I do think it's kind of weird that the knee is showing. You think there'd be a knee pad there, and not a bare knee. That's kind of the big advantage of wearing pants is your knees are slightly covered because that is the contact point. But anyway, I like the little Japanese or whatever that's like kind of hologram on the side. That's pretty sick. So yeah, some cool design elements in this set. Very nice. And if that halo thing is part of that helmet, that's pretty cool as well. I didn't notice that when I first saw the image. So yeah, great stuff. Love the sword. It's a really cool looking set. I'm not a fan of Fate. Well, I've never seen it or anything, but I actually really like this set of items because they just look good. So you got a whole look there. It's not going to look that great when I zoom in on it because it's Twitter, but here's a zoomed in look at the Shadow Scythe variant of it. The hairstyle looks great. Yeah, the armor plating, the layered plating looks so nice on the shoulders, and the breastplate looks sick. The gauntlet sick. Like, this is a good armor set. Now, no shade at the at Lei stuff, but if this was a Kickstarter armor, I'd be way more down for something that looks more like this than the super bulky Kickstarter armor. It's just not my style, I guess. The one that's the Lei is cooking up, that one just like I think the Fate inspired one would be way cooler. Although having something that's like anime themed for your Kickstarter, I mean, that's kind of, you probably want something more that's based on your game alone, you know, like standalone. But still, you know, the sentiment's there, if you get what I'm saying. So very nice stuff. Krystia also posted this week. It's a evil doll with, you can see your skeleton, your spine there, which is a cool thing. Be a nice Halloween outfit. So maybe I should post this again around the summertime when they're looking for Halloween stuff, because maybe I'll actually make it in the game. That'd be cool. Alright, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the last week's video if you haven't seen it, last week's news. And I'll see you guys all on the live stream where we check out the Nullgath stuff from the final, I think it will be the final one for the Nullgath quest line we've been going on for the last month or so. So I'll see you there. Peace.